In this chapter, Roger loses more aura, Shaki runs Hachinosu, Harold keeps cooking, our favorite friendship comes to an end, and our favorite twins are born. This is a review of One Piece chapter 1158, very soberly titled Rocks vs. Harold. Let's begin. We begin the chapter with the Roger Pirates, specifically with Roger. He's looking all gloomy and he's mad because he loves Shaki and Shaki doesn't love him and she loves Rayleigh instead. And during that last encounter, she handed a note to Rayleigh saying, "Come and get me," right before she resigned as captain of the Kuja Pirates. So Roger is completely mad. Roger can't stand the idea that the woman that he loves someone else. That being the reason why he's depressed. But not for long, because he finds out that right after she resigned from her position with the Kuja Pirates, she decided to go and settle on Hachinosu. So what does he do? He decides to go to Hachinosu, of course. Rayleigh, on the other hand, is very chill about all of this. The most beautiful woman in the world just proposed to him, and he's like, I don't know, man. I don't want to lose my freedom. I don't want to be whipped. I don't want to be trapped by a woman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, this is not a woman. This is the woman. This is literally someone that every single man on earth is in love with. This is the most attractive human being on the planet, who never expresses any interest in any man, and she just expressed interest in you, and you're taking it with a grain of salt. Really is that guy, bro. Obviously, they end up together, so he eventually gave in. He eventually came to his senses, right? So I guess it's a good thing. We also find out that the name of the Roger Pirate Crew's cooks is Marks, because when Roger is hungry, he asks for a meal from a guy called Marks. So that's your daily piece of trivia, I guess, brought to you by Verizon. We then move to Marijois 40 years ago, where we bear witness to a discussion between Garling and the 5 elders. Yes, 40 years ago, the 5 elders were already the 5 elders. You don't change the winning team, do you? We find out that Garling went on a world tour, just like Harold did, but instead of, going on a world tour as a symbol of peace, as a Mother Teresa, he was more on a Christopher Columbus type shit. He went on a colonizer trip, and we find out that during this voyage, he made a stop on an island called God Valley. He wants the next rabbit hunt to be on God Valley, and this is obviously 2 years before the God Valley incident, so we know how things are going to unfold. He speaks very highly of God Valley, so it seems like he really enjoyed his time there and he had lots of fun. At the end of the chapter, we will indeed find out that he had lots of fun when he was there. He says he even tried to convince them to join the world government, but they declined. He speaks about this whole situation in a very diplomatic way, as if he is some kind of diplomat, but obviously we know the kind of person that he is, and we know he's not the kind of person that upholds diplomacy. And we will see this 2 years later at God Valley during the rabbit hunt, where they will treat the inhabitants of that island with a complete disregard for their lives and end up killing them left and right. He also talks about the fact that he found something very special and very unexpected on God Valley. So special that even Im Sama themselves would be happy to hear about it. Now, what could this thing be? Could it be a devil fruit, an ancient weapon, a poneglyph, a human being? Could that thing be related to Im Sama's current powers? I guess we'll find out. We then land on Hachinosu, also known as Shaki Island, and of course, Shaki is running Hachinosu ever since she landed there. At this point, she's basically the president of Hachinosu, and all the pirates on the island are simping for her, bro. It's crazy. We find out that Rocks has a child, and of course, we know who the child is. Everybody's happy for Rocks and they're all celebrating. And when the celebration is taking place, guess who storms in? None other than the Pirate King himself, or at least the future Pirate King at that point. Goldie Roger storms in. As soon as he storms in, he's happy to see Shaki. He goes to Shaki, and someone notes that, hey, you guys are not even from this island. How come you guys just got here and you guys are already in the bar? Normally, it takes more than a month to get in here because of the queue. So how come you guys just got here and you're already inside? And Roger is like, a queue? What are you talking about? I didn't see any queue. I didn't see any queue when I came here. The lane was wide open. We kind of find out that he basically just knocked out everyone who was standing in front of him. Who could have guessed? Shaki is looking for Rayleigh, but he's nowhere to be found. She is told that he decided to stay on the ship. Roger is still left on red because Shaki doesn't pay him any mind. And poor Gloriosa. She's actually the one who is in love with Roger, but he doesn't seem to have an ounce of interest for her. Not an iota of love for her, and it's really sad. No wonder she aged like milk. Shaki looks disappointed that Rayleigh didn't come to see her, and she collapses. So it seems like the reason why she defected the Kuja pirate was indeed love disease. Luckily for her, there's someone on the island who knows how to attend to someone who has love disease, so her life will be saved. We know that under normal circumstances, Hachinosu is a war zone. Some of the strongest pirates in the world run into each other and clash frequently. But we find out that ever since Shaki arrived on Hachinosu, fights have been prohibited. Not just in the premises of a bar, which makes sense, but on the whole island. On the whole island. That shows you how big of a deal Shaki is. Shaki is out here mediating conflict between warring nations. Shaki is the UN, bro. Shaki is who we needed during World War I and II. Shaki might be what we need in the Middle East. Just saying. We then moved to Elbaf, where we witnessed the heavily anticipated confrontation between Harald and Rox. And oh my god, Haki sparks are flying all over the place. This is some full-on Dragon Ball type shit. This is not practice. This is not sparring. This is not an exercise. This is no shoulder pads, no helmet. This is no protection. This is skin to skin, face to face, and blade to blade. They are going all out. Harald is still hell-bent on joining forces with the Empire. Maybe it's because I'm not thinking this hard enough, but I genuinely don't and can't understand his game plan. And this gets even more frustrating when you realize that Harald is the king of Elbaf and he actually has the sheer power to at least attempt to overthrow the world government and to create the world that he actually wants to create. Like, he can do it. He legit has a shot at doing it. And on top of it all, he is friends with Rox. So he has the power and he has the allies, and yet he wants to go and join the colonizer. I'm like, what the is wrong with this man, bro? Oh, what is wrong with you, bro? And I get that Rox's way might not be the best way, right? Because Rox wants to be the king of the world. And to me at least, when Rox says he wants to be the king of the world, he's basically saying he wants to be the new Im-sama. He's basically saying he wants to overthrow Im-sama's regime to become the new Im-sama. But number one, we know that even though Rox is a bad guy, he's not that bad of a guy. And he's definitely not as bad as Im-sama. And number two, Rox is your friend. So you can compromise with him. You can collaborate with him. You can find a middle ground with him to create a system of relative justice and fairness. Because as bad as he is, he was never shown to be against justice and fairness. But you can never do that with Im-sama and them. There will never be any attempt at justice and fairness. There will never be any compromise with the world government and with Im-sama. Im-sama and the Celestial Dragons are never going to relinquish any of their privileges. That's how they designed the world. They designed the world to be unfair and to be unjust and to benefit from it. They enjoy looking down on regular humans and they intentionally design the thing to oppress them. Let me relax, let me calm down because I can feel my inner calm marks perspiring to my pores. But on a serious note, Harald, stop, bro. Stop the bullshit. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You've been to the revelry. You've seen the thing from up close and you've seen that it's not working. Why do you keep going in this direction? That system is run by the Celestial Dragons, the 5 Elders, and Im-sama. And all of them, pretty much every single one of them is full of shit. Like, I like Harald as a character, but I don't understand his ideology, like not at all. Like, even if you want to fight against the stigma that's on giants, even if you want your people to have a better image internationally, there are other ways to do that. Why is he acting like the only way for giants to be seen in a positive light is to join the colonizer? Seriously, man. Harald, get it together, okay? Get it together, please. Rox is that guy though for being able to hold his own against Harald, especially considering that this was an away game for him because this was taking place in Elbaf and Harald had home court advantage, and yet he was still able to snatch the draw. I'm assuming this is one of those fights that lasted several days, like the fight between Akainu and Aokiji. So even in terms of stamina, he was able to match the stamina of a giant. And what giant? King Harald. The chapter ends at God Valley. We find out that when Garling was on God Valley, he didn't just go on a colonizer trip. He didn't just go as a missionary. He also did missionary. He also tried some of the local food. And so we see his children and their mother. Why didn't he take his children and his baby mama to the Holy Land though? Who knows? Does it have anything to do with the traditions and the customs of the Celestial Dragons and the fact that his baby mama might not be a noble? Maybe. The closer we get to this God Valley thing, the more interesting it looks, honestly. Oda stays cooking. He's been cooking for the past couple of years. He's going culinary school on these niggas and I'm here for it. What do you want me to say? That's pretty much all I had to say. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching the whole video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe. Those of you who are watching my videos without subscribing, Im-sama will locate you guys. Im-sama will send you guys the mother flame. Why are you not subscribing? Join the ship. We're having fun over here, so join us. Alright, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Until then, stay safe and sound. Peace. I'm out.